bundle, the t-shirt, the hat, the lovely, the super soft hoodie as well for a special price. SebGorkaStore.com. We've got the challenge coin you demanded. We designed with President Trump our motto, Stay Frosty, and the America First logo, and still to this day the hottest selling item, sadly jointly released with Chris Plant. It's the FBI t-shirt, Fascist Bureau of Intimidation. Today, SebGorkaStore.com. Check it out.
Listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts! Welcome to the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, a Wednesday night show that features the sports opinions of the fans sitting up in peanut heaven. This show airs Wednesday nights here on Beaver County Radio, and it is brought to you by TEK Roofing Specialist in Ellwood City. The phone lines are open at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Now, let's introduce your host for the show, Scott Kincaid and Brian Pasquale.
It's Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA, BeaverCountyRadio.com, Beaver County Digital Media. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook Live. This is Brian. This is Scott. Say hello. They're going to be your host. My name's Gary. I'm just here for the party, but this is going to be going on every single Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Today, we're here until 5:30 tip-off between Blackhawk and Knock in the second round of the playoffs. That's the state playoffs. Hello, Matt Durzik. And is that the new GM over there, Frank Sparks?
I don't know about the new part.
What's going on over here? Listen, I leave and they promote everyone. What's going on? I miss you guys.
It's like a new car you see on Craigslist. That's how new it is.
New to you.
It might be a couple dings and a little bit of rust, but it's a new position and it's new for someone. Congrats on the new position.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I miss you guys.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. We're right here.
Well, it's good to see you guys. And my name's Gary. I used to work here. They got rid of me, rightfully so. No, just joking. I missed them. COVID hit, and I left. But yeah, I miss you guys. I'm glad to be back here. And I kind of got you involved in this situation as to my buddy Scott has a good friend Brian, and they've always wanted to have a sports talk show. So here they are. It's Hey Peanuts Sports Show. Tell us everything we need to know.
Hey, how's everyone doing out there tonight? So we're getting bumped tonight from our normal slot, 6 to 7, and it's for a very exciting basketball game. It's going to be aired here tonight, starting at 5:30. Blackhawk Cougars against the Knock Knights, the second round of the state tournament. What can you tell us, Matt? I think you have the insight on what's going on with Blackhawk. That's who we're pulling for here.
Well,
right?
yeah, Blackhawks, the team we're going for because they're, of course, the Beaver County team. And also, anytime the WPIL in any regard does successful in state playoffs, that's what we want to go for. So, but yeah, the Blackhawks had a great season. They fell just a little short in the WPIL championship a couple weeks ago. But they're looking to get to Hershey, get to the state title game. And
who did they lose to in the WPIL?
I believe it was North Catholic, correct? It was North Catholic.
Yeah. Okay.
A team that has, homegrown players.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right. They all come in their junior year.
Oh yeah, yes, of course, yes. Don't look at the fact they're from Ohio. No, don't look at that.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's gonna be 5:30 airtime tonight. Mike Zani's gonna have the call with that, and yeah, I think we're down to just 3 teams left from Beaver County in the state playoffs. Blackhawks the only girls team. Lincoln Park is the boys team in Class 4A, and Aliquippa in Class 2A. So that's it. We're down to 3. And that's not terrible considering how many teams it takes to, get there. I mean, if Beaver County was dominating all year long, all of a sudden everybody's got a target on their back from this area. It's just like, okay, you guys can't keep doing that anymore. But no, it's been a different journey for a lot of these teams.
I love basketball season. It's an exciting time. It's very difficult for a lot of these teams. Tournaments are, it can always go one way or the other, and it always gets down to that one and done, and it always brings that excitement. We have a big tournament going on right now. This evening is the play-in games.
March Madness was like a religion at my home growing up. I don't know about the rest of you, but my dad would take the days off of work, and he'd go down to the neighbors, and they'd fill out millions of brackets and spend all kinds of time. And, their wives are probably happy that they weren't around.
Right. Right. It doesn't take up Sunday either as much as
Right.
football does.
So,
Great game last night. Want to talk a little bit about
Yeah.
Pitt.
Yeah, way to go, Pitt.
Don't know if that was the cleanest game, but it was definitely hard fought between both teams. You could see the effort was there, but not all the shots were dropping for either team. It just, Pitt just came through at the end there. It just was
Back and
resilient.
forth. How many lead changes did you say they had?
21.
That's ridiculous.
The most
is.
in any
What an
NCAA
exciting
tournament game in 5 years.
Wow. They survived that wide open look at the end, and then the 2 putbacks, and then time ran out. So they escaped that one.
It was-
There were so many 3-pointers in the beginning of the game. It was like all 3-pointers leading up in the 20s, and then they settled down a little bit, but still shot some. So many 3-pointers. Like, what's up? They didn't get in, but they just kept on. I mean, they just kept on shooting 3-pointers and making them. Like, I was like, are they going to get in the paint at any point? Like, and some of them were far out. I was like, holy crap. But it was a nail biter. Look, I see Brian has no nails. He was biting them last night.
Yeah, everybody's Steph Curry now these days, I guess. Even down to, like, the little kids. I see them shooting at the courts, just jacking up threes, like,
I don't think Chappelle's team's going to be shooting threes against Iowa State. I think it's a different team that they're playing next on Friday. I think that their versatility all year long and being able to adjust to the team that they're going to play is hopefully going to be what brings them through this next round on Friday.
Yeah, they're playing Iowa State on Friday. And
Iowa State's very guard-driven. The leaders of their team are guards, so we'll see how they match up against them. And I don't know if, Federico?
That's
Yeah,
Coolest
sure.
name in the tournament, right?
Yes.
They're hopeful he's going to be back. We'll see. They need that 6'11" body for sure.
Yeah, I saw that he was out last night. I was like, oh, that's not a good sign.
Right.
No, but I think Pitt, it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust because, that seems to be one of the, I mean, on the one hand, they've obviously made to this point, so they're very successful in doing that. But at the same time, depending on the team, because we thought, after they skated by Georgia Tech last week in the ACC tournament, like, maybe they have a shot against Duke. No, they
They were out of it as soon as the tip-off.
Yeah, as soon
Once
as
they got behind, there was no turning that.
yeah,
shit around.
the first half started at 20 minutes, and by 1959, the game was over.
Pretty
But
much.
in all due fairness, that was pretty much a home game for Duke. They were playing in Greensboro. How many guys said, "Hey, let's make that road trip down there and pull for our team"? It just didn't happen for me. It
Well,
looked like
Duke's a
home
different
game for
team
Duke.
now than they were in the beginning of the season too. Duke's freshmen are now much more mature, playing much better. Obviously, they get the best players every year. So
Love John Shire.
I see Duke going far in the tournament for sure.
I could see that too, and then that disappoints me because I thought we were done with Duke. I thought this finally
well,
was going to be the year that
I
they
think
just
they'll
sort
beat
of,
Oral Roberts, but I don't think they'll beat Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a stronger team than Duke, and then you're going to see the disparity, and you're also going to see the disparity when Penn State plays Texas A&M because the SEC's just become now stronger in basketball. And
Oh,
we've
wait a
been
second
saying
here.
this the whole time. If you listen to that's why they don't have as many. ACC doesn't even have 5, 6 teams because Pitt won, so there's 6 teams in the tournament from the ACC. Last year there was 9.
Yeah, this hasn't been a great year for the ACC.
Right.
Hey,
So I don't expect them to do much against SEC teams. Everybody else, I think they'll do well.
Hey, quit swearing over there. You got a Penn State alumni over here and a current employee. What's going on? No, I know Penn State.
Penn State's had a really great year, but I got them going against Texas A&M that only has 9 losses. They have 13 losses.
Yeah, Penn State's 22-13.
And
So
right now, the SEC, if you've watched any of the SEC games, boy, they are tough basketball programs. They have NBA-style game plans, and Penn State's still playing throw the ball in the peach bucket type of basketball, just hard hustle. Johnny Hustle basketball is Penn State's thing, and it's not this. It's just different. So to me,
I got to root for my my alumni there and my current employer. But that being said, I don't know if they're going to go too far in the in the actual bracket. I hope so for some upsets.
going back to Pitt, which is I think is the story. I think they're going to actually make it all the way to the Elite 8. That's where I got.
Really?
I do.
Wow. That's good.
I can't wait to be back
Close
next
game.
week for this.
Close game. Could be a close game between them and Texas where I got my bracket. I filled out my bracket. I know a lot of people didn't fill their brackets out. They always wait, but if you don't fill it out, you don't really get to claim any glory.
Hey, true or
I don't have your bracket. It doesn't count after today, just so you know.
that,
You don't get to come in 2 or next week and say, "Oh, I got a perfect bracket so far." No, you don't, because you don't have yours here.
can I tell you? Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I've never made an NCAA March Madness bracket in my life.
What?
Never.
Not even as like a class project in school.
I wasn't in that class.
Okay.
If I was, maybe I failed. No.
I
Never made
unfortunately
one in my
do one.
life.
I do one every year. There's been years I've done 5 or 6.
5 or 6. What are you trying to win 5 or 6 times?
Well, there's different competitions. I was reading that one fella. He makes it his job every year. There's all kinds of free giveaways if you fill out these brackets and you spend your time, like the a giveaway or I forgot what word I'm looking for. The sweepstakes.
The sweepstakes,
They're
lot
free
and stuff,
entry,
yeah.
and you can send these in. And last year he cleared $12,000 in gifts and prizes.
Dang.
Woohoo! So
Yeah.
there's something to the basketball nuts out there. I'm not going to do all that, and this was in the past. Now I just do one a year, and used to do it with my wife, and she got bored of it, and
So do you
now
think?
now I'm doing it with the better Beaver County radio listener audience
And
so
everywhere. So do you think I should make one here at some point? Like
before tomorrow.
before tomorrow.
Take a
beginner's
picture
luck.
of it and send it to me so I know I can refer to this was your pick before the games start.
What do you think my chances are of making that winning that $1 million?
Oh. I don't,
If I send it in or whatever.
Nobody ever wins the thing, do they?
No.
Just
no.
nobody. The
Was
odds
it-
are insane of winning the whole thing.
Wasn't there
You're real
an-
good if you just pick the winner of it all, and usually it's one of the 4 number 1 seeds. which
something
is-
tells me years ago there was someone who, like, I don't know if it was some like old woman or whatever it was, like some random person who never did it before ever in their life. They
nailed it.
picked it, nailed it, and they got it completely right. And it was
Totally
like
know that.
beginner's luck their first time doing it. I remember hearing that like years ago. Maybe that could be me. If so, I won't be here next week or actually in like a month.
Well, you got to have your entry in.
Yeah. Do you remember what the best bracket you ever did was, or the closest one, or is there anyone you remember was like, oh, that was a good one, or were they all just crap?
I'm usually got about 3 teams in it at the Elite 8, and if I'm lucky, I get 1 in the Final 4. If I'm lucky.
All right, so there's 3 things in life that I'm not good at. The first thing is pool. I'm terrible at pool. The second thing is picking girls to date. I always pick the wrong girl. And the third thing is filling out brackets. Usually about halfway through the first day, my bracket's already all blown up. So I am just terrible at it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's tough.
So officially, there's never been a perfect bracket ever.
Yeah.
So there's the stat.
The trick is every year there's an upset in the first round. You have upset games in the first round, and so normally they are the 8-9, 7-10, maybe 6-11 matchups.
Well, sometimes there's
So
a good bit
I
of
got
number
Boise.
twos.
I got Boise State. They're really a tough looking basketball team. I got them beating Northwestern in an upset. I got St. Mary's beating VCU. They have the same record pretty much. I guess that's not really an upset. They're 8-10.
Do you have any number twos that might get upset? Because that's typically what happens is the number 2 goes down.
I don't have
Who's
any
the
big there.
most vulnerable?
But in the second
Number 2.
round, I've got number 1 going down to West Virginia. I think Bob Huggins' swan song is this year. I got him going almost
That's just
all
that
the
southern
way.
accent.
You know, I mean, he's the winningest coach, active coach right now in basketball. They're firing on all cylinders right now. If you watch this team at the beginning of the year, then Pitt was getting flack for losing to West Virginia, and because they're not that good a team, or they beat West Virginia, they got flack for they wasn't that good a team that you beat, and so but now they're firing on all cylinders, and they're an 8 seed. They didn't have to play in game, so they really should have brought Pitt's credentials up, but I got them going and beating Alabama. Alabama's out. Alabama loses to physical teams. They lost to Tennessee because Tennessee's a physical team.
I'll be sure to text you after the game.
So
I think we're bearing the lead here a little bit. I know we were talking about some of the higher seeds like your Alabamas, your Houstons that are in there, Purdue having a strong year. But going
How do you say his last name? It's Edey? is Edey, Edey, the big 7'4" guy for Purdue.
Yeah, let's go with it.
He's just
Stevie.
dominant. I mean, I was surprised how skilled he was because usually 7'4" you're usually uncoordinated. This guy was just a beast. So I'm liking Purdue to go very far as well. I think that's gonna be Duke's toughest matchup if they both meet.
Yeah, they get past. I got Memphis beating Purdue in the second round. So we'll
Do you
see.
have
You're
any
gonna call
one
me.
seeds making the Final Four?
Yes, I got championship game. I got Kansas,
You got Kansas.
and I got them playing against Arizona, and I
That's
got
a
it.
safe bet, but
And I got
respect
Arizona
it.
winning the thing.
What is everybody's thoughts on Houston? See, like when I played basketball,
They're physical.
I was all about defense. Okay, I grew up watching John Thompson and those Georgetown Hoyas, Patrick Ewing, all defense. And that Houston team is really tough defensively.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think defense is where a lot of teams are going to be able to, do their business if they can take care of the big guys like Edey. But if they can't, then it's just going to be a matter of who's got the, tallest, strongest, and better players. And it may very well be Purdue. So I think it's going to be an interesting tournament. And I know over the last few years I've sort of swayed away from college basketball, but this year feels a little different. Maybe it's because Pitt's in it. I don't know.
Yeah, Pitt, Penn
Now,
State,
they
West
got-
Virginia. I mean, it's a trio.
Going
Yeah.
back to Pitt, they got a guy that used to play at Iowa State for a year and a half. They never let him on the court,
Yeah, so
and he scored 12 points last night.
Blake Hinson.
Oh, really? Blake Hinson
Yeah,
was an Iowa State
yeah.
guy.
They didn't think he was
Transferred
good enough.
portal, thank
Blake,
you.
if you're listening,
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
I think they disrespected you. Let's see what you can do versus them.
right.
yeah.
I think there's something to be said for those guys that do get an opportunity to stick it to their old team, and I like Pitt.
which is so
Somebody
weird to
like
say
win
from
this game.
it's just so weird to say from a college perspective because you never used to say that ever.
Right.
Yeah, it was always a matter of this is the college you're at. That's it. End of story. But no,
And coaches could go for years. Coach can come recruit you, and then you're stuck there as soon as they leave for a better job. But now everybody's moving all the time. The portal is just opened everything up.
the portal has opened everything up. And by the way, we should not be let this part go. Is that there is a possibility? There is a possibility that if the stars all align, it could be a Pitt and Penn State matchup in the Sweet 16.
Yes, I did see that. Yep.
That would be an interesting matchup.
Now that'll give us a lot to talk about next Wednesday.
Oh,
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right.
At least one of them makes it. I think Penn State, honestly, I saw them against Purdue on Sunday. They look like they can make a little bit of noise. I don't know if they're gonna go as far as some might want them to, but I think
Me over here. Yeah.
just
you're-
like you.
Yeah, you're doing a good job over there, Matt. I know I paid you to make that last statement. So, I used to love watching Penn State all the time whenever I lived out in State College play. And I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I will wear Penn State gear head to toe whenever they play Pitt. I'll come in next week. If I got to do it, I'm doing it.
Noted.
I am rooting
Yeah.
them on. I'm all in.
On that note, my niece, she's a freshman there at Penn State, and I know my brother's spending a lot of money for her to go there. So maybe he's rooting for them to win just for his dollar's sake.
Yeah.
Well, it
I-
makes
it's
the
got-
it makes
gotta be
the
over
Penn
40
State
grand a year, I
dad
think.
shirt look real good when your kids,
Right.
when your kids.
I
Going
know
to
it's a big
school there.
football school, but every sport.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun as
They
long
dominate wrestling. They just dominate
as those,
wrestling.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah. Years and years and years they've been dominating wrestling.
Yeah, they dominate wrestling. The ladies, the volleyball team, dominant. They're just awesome. Coach Rose is a great guy. And whenever I was out there, this was years ago. So I'm only 5'6", and I hung out with all these volleyball girls at one point, and I was literally like up to their like belly buttons on a lot of them, like midsection. Like that's how tall these girls are. Like they're super tall. And here's the funniest thing is, I would say to them, be like, I didn't get blessed with any type of heights, like I struggle reaching the top shelf. And they're like, we see the top shelf. It's kind of annoying, whenever we put on heels, who are we dating? Like they need like another basketball player at like 6'6", 6'8", because they're so tall. These girls were so tall. And it was just crazy to me. And here I am over there, like they're patting me on the head, like, okay, go somewhere, little boy.
Oh jeez. Well, it is interesting, they do dominate in wrestling. They do dominate in ladies volleyball. So it's a good thing that, they hired James Franklin to balance things out. So it was very nice. So
Deep down, when you watch the March Madness tournament, I think everybody pulls for the little guy. That's
of
the
course.
beautiful part about this.
Of
I don't
course.
care if who's playing who,
What's
except for your favorite team. But any of these other teams that are playing, like when Alabama plays, who are they playing? Texas A&M,
yeah, Southern.
UCC, something or another.
Yeah.
So yeah, realistically, you're pulling for that team to beat Alabama. You want the big guy to go down to the little guy because that's the magic
Of course.
of the tournament.
Totally. Yeah.
Steph Curry, where did he play? He came from one of those.
Davidson.
schools. Davidson.
Came from Davidson.
And that was before. Now
Sister
Davidson,
Jean. I had to look it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sister
Sister
from
Jean.
Loyola.
Yeah.
Sister Jean. You know, how
She's-
could you not root for her and their team?
Yeah, she's what, 103 now? And she's still doing that?
I'll have to look that one up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
102 right now.
So,
Hey,
Yeah.
so I know everybody's got plans. It's not like the Super Bowl, so you have certain plans of which games you want to watch and which time. I would like to tell you a great place to go watch the game is the Just One More Sports Bar down on 7th Avenue in Beaver Falls. Been in there a few times myself, and the food is amazing.
I just had
They
a
have great
flatbread.
drinks.
There,
There
it was delicious.
They have TVs everywhere. They only play sports in there. There's a pool table. The service there is impeccable.
I did notice while I was there that they definitely had some Aaron Rodgers news.
Yeah, we
on
did
there,
catch up
so-
on some of that. So when we come back, we'll delve into a little bit of the Aaron Rodgers news, and let's see what else comes on the Hey Peanut Sports Show. Thanks for listening so far.
Looking for Chrysler rebates and incentives? Check out these deals at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall in Monaca. If you're in need of tires, they have just what you need. This March and April, for a limited time, buy 3 tires and get the 4th tire for just $1, available now on a special Chrysler program. That's 4 tires for the price of 3. Open a new Chrysler credit card. Earn a $100 statement credit on your first purchase, plus get 0% for purchases of $499 and up. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall and the Chrysler program want to help you get ready for the warmer weather driving ahead. Get your new tires and save on a new Chrysler credit card. All available now at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall, your trusted source for exceptional vehicles at a great price. There are nearly 300 cars, trucks, and SUVs to look at, and most of which have the gas mileage estimates listed, so it's easy to choose which one will save you the most. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall and the Chrysler program are teaming up to save you money right now. The Beaver Valley Auto Mall, near the mall in Monaca.
Whatever you need, wherever you need us. With 3 hospitals, 7 medical neighborhoods, and many community satellite facilities, Heritage Valley Health System has your medical needs covered. Heritage Valley has a long-standing reputation for providing the finest health care in our service area. For a full listing of our services and physicians, please visit heritagevalley.org. When you need first-rate health care, there's a Heritage Valley facility nearby. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life. WBVP and WNBA is your home for the 2023 high school basketball playoffs. From the opening tip-off of the WPIL playoffs to the final buzzer of the state championship, we'll have all the action on WBVP and WNBA. High school basketball playoff coverage is being brought to you in part by the Beaver County Career Technology Center, St. Barnabas Healthcare System, Fried Transportation, Community College of Beaver County, Fisher's Foodland, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Drug Free Aliquippa, David M. Santoro Insurance Agency, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA at beavercountyradio.com.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA
The
Ambridge.
views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
Hey, Peanuts!
It's the Hey Peanut Sports Show here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Check us out at Beaver County Digital Media and Facebook Live. Your host is Scott. Your co-host is Brian, or vice versa. My name's Gary, and we're hanging out having tons of fun with the Hey Peanut Sports Show. We're going to be with you every Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m. We're with you tonight from 4:30 to 5:30, leading you up till tip-off of Blackhawk versus Knock in the second round of the state playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers news, what's going on? Aaron Rodgers getting old, and he's still making money.
Well,
I think 60 million or something ridiculous like that, right?
Yeah.
59 point, who cares?
Yeah. More money than we'll ever see in our lives.
So after
Right.
taxes, that is more money than we'll ever see in our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this
I could get by.
Is it right? Is this the same cookie cutter pattern that Brett Favre did, though? Did he go to the Jets, and he's going to go to Minnesota, and he's going to do okay at the Jets, enough to get him in the playoffs?
And he's going to
maybe
defraud
go
the entire
there?
state of Mississippi. You
And
know,
then-
it's the
And
usual.
will,
Right.
and will
There
Aaron
you
Rodgers
go.
do Wrangler commercials is next? That's
Oh,
my
that's
next
terrible.
question.
I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm
not.
surprised. I'm surprised that it's come to this for Rodgers again. That it feels like we're talking about this every year now. It's exactly like Favre. Will he or won't he? And this has been like the 5th season in a row we've been doing this.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is like I like Rodgers, and I think a part of him is I don't know if he wants drama, but I think like for him, he also is realizing like, okay, can I do it another year? Can I not? We would be saying the same thing about like, I mean, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady kind of, oh, he retired. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, he's same thing, but Tom Brady, if not the greatest of all time, so it's kind of a different situation, but. I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers, if he has it in him, let him do it. But I just don't want him to like come back, kind of make the money suck, get tossed around a little bit, and pull like a Brett Favre and then like leave. I mean, because he's not really a Brett Favre, but he's Brett Favre's son, I guess.
Oh, I think he's definitely a more able quarterback than Brett Favre. And a lot of things with the NFL, it's not just a quarterback; it's a whole team out there. He's a strange bird to me, this Aaron Rodgers guy. How do you dump Danica Patrick? First of all, that's already kind of making me wonder how that happened.
She drives fast.
You know, and then
She's gone.
right. And I'm not to say that he couldn't just go get another supermodel, high-profile girl. I'm sure.
So
He hasn't already. He probably already has. I don't really follow the Star or the National Enquirer. I don't follow their.
They still have those?
side news.
Yeah, I think they do have those.
So
Brian still orders his food at Giant Eagle at curbside. He doesn't. He doesn't go in the store. I can't stand people.
So my two best friends in college, they were diehard Buffalo Bills fans, right? So you just had to feel for them. They grew up, whenever they lost the 4 Super Bowls in a row. And, they're all excited because Tom Brady finally moved on. So they thought they were going to run that division. And now here comes Aaron Rodgers right back in there. And we'll see. We'll see if Josh...
Dolphins are going to be good this year, too. They've added a few more players.
Yeah.
They should have been better than they were in the playoffs. I think they got robbed. If I watched that game, if they lost, I think they really got robbed with the clock and the convenient fouling or penalties that were called for the Chiefs. And I'm not a Chief hater, but I watched the game, and they seem to get the convenient calls.
Brother on Twitter.
Same with the Patriots and their dynasty, and everybody says, you can't argue with their resume. Well, but every one of the Super Bowls there was something. Every season there was something that was like not right with that team, and they didn't deserve. To me, just as a fan watching sports, it was like, well, of course Tom Brady won. Of course they got 3 passing interference calls on the final drive and win the game. And just like the Super Bowl, no one called those calls. No one called those calls all game until at the very end when it mattered and it helped the Chiefs. And it just seemed, I don't know. That's just.
Is that a conspiracy?
Aaron Rodgers didn't get those calls, and so he didn't win.
I'm totally not a conspiracy theorist at all, but I don't know. There's some hazy calling going on. I don't know. They're coming out there with they need a C9 dog and they need some help sometimes because I see these refs out there. I'm like, what?
We just need some accountability.
What's going on here?
If they
Consistency.
If they can stop and make these calls, there just needs to be some kind of continuity and some accountability for what the refs are calling. And, I mean, but it's football. You let them play. I would rather them go back, totally get rid of the replay. Just let them play. And don't let the TV people give you the replay to prove that we needed replay. Just let them play the game and let it play and let them play. And then it's more entertaining for me to watch.
Well, what number do you think he's going to wear? Do you think he's going to wear the 12? Didn't Joe Namath retire that number?
Oh, that's a good question.
I believe Namath gave some hinting that he was allowing them to unretire the number.
Do they take it out of the rafters when that happens and just
They
totally
gotta dust it off. And bring it out.
and Joe Namath is a local guy here, right? He's a Beaver Falls guy.
He's a Beaver Falls graduate.
Right.
So-
big
so-
fan
So
of
Joe, call into the show and let us
Tell
know
us.
if you're going to let Aaron Rodgers wear your jersey.
Well, that's a funny story. They actually, when Joe Namath was a New York Jet, they actually carried New York Jets games right here on Beaver County Radio for a time.
He better wear the fur coat. If he gets to 12, he has to go to the game in the fur coat too, just like Hollywood.
Consider how much of a diva Aaron Rodgers is, it wouldn't surprise me.
Hollywood Rodgers.
Right, might as well. Got to be better than what he's wearing now.
Hey, he's at least really good at golf too. Maybe he has a future career in golf after football.
Right.
Now, what happens to the boy toy Zach Wilson?
Oh,
Is he back up? Is he on the market?
Well, I don't know if he's a backup for the Jets. He's certainly a backup somewhere in this league.
Right. I think somebody will probably take a look at him, elsewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe bring in as a backup and maybe
San
compete.
Francisco? Maybe send him to San
He's
Fran.
still young. He looks like he's 12 still.
Isn't Garoppolo? Isn't he going to the Raiders?
I'm
Yeah.
not
Is that
sure
the
of
word
one.
I got on that?
Yeah, Garoppolo went to the Raiders.
He went to the Raiders, so now there's at least a hole in the backup situation because we love their new quarterback now in San Francisco. The Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he's so
We're
Purdy.
talking backups, and that
Right,
brings
well,
up
somebody,
another one.
well,
What
somebody's got to be the backup to Purdy because Garoppolo was that guy. So maybe that's where Zach Jones.
Well, was
going.
the San Francisco had another guy who was in that quarterback situation? It was Garoppolo. It was Purdy was the third
He
string.
took a knee and got ousted out of all society.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
drafted somebody, and he got hurt in, I want to say preseason.
Yeah.
The name's losing me right now.
But yeah, they had three quarterbacks, and their third one almost, helped them get all the way to the Super Bowl.
Couldn't throw a forward pass though in the playoffs. That's kind of tough to win these days.
Yeah, no, they when they went up against Philly, their days were numbered.
Right,
Just
right.
flat out numbered. But yeah, it is interesting to see all these quarterbacks going around. Carr's now in New Orleans.
I'm a Carr fan. We'll see how he does there. What about Trubisky? Is he gonna hang around the Steelers?
Ooh,
I think it's $8 or $9 million. That's not too much for a backup.
Yeah, no,
That's
I imagine because they've paid him that money, he'll probably stay.
one
I mean,
more year.
he did serviceable as a backup to, it's weird when he
They
became.
didn't give him the welcome mat here in Pittsburgh. They just did not give him. They were like, well, let's just see what this guy can do. And as soon as he messes up, we're going to let him have it and bring the kid in. Everybody wanted Pickett to play.
Well,
It was destined for him to play because he's a home kid.
Well, Trubisky was drafted ahead of Patrick Mahomes, if memory serves me correctly.
Correct.
Yes, it
So
was.
he can throw the ball with some zip for sure.
And when he wasn't performing here at the beginning, they were blaming him or they blaming Canada. Seemed like Canada was not making the right calls, and he was the quarterback at the time. So it was.
Steelers fans just don't know. I mean, it's been how long since the last Super Bowl, and the Steelers fans just don't know how.
Versus Aaron Rodgers.
That's true. That's true. It was against Aaron Rodgers, but Steelers fans just have a hard time losing. That's just it.
Coming from the fan base that has the most Super Bowls, that just seems silly to me. And they haven't had a losing record in 15 years. They're probably the most blessed football team as far as being fanhood. But you want to win the Super Bowl every year,
Of course.
and that's the goal. I've already made the 7th is heaven or 7 is heaven T-shirt, and I can't put it on till you win one.
Yeah.
And so that's the energy I feel from the fans.
Speaking of 7, well, before we get to that, did want to shout out Frank over here. It was Trey Lance is the other guy in San Francisco. So it was Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy. Now it's just Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. But speaking of 7 and 7th heaven for the Steelers, what do you guys think of the controversy about Patrick Peterson getting signed and him possibly wearing his old number 7 in lieu of Ben Roethlisberger here in Pittsburgh?
Because they haven't retired his number yet, have they?
No, it's been too soon.
It's too soon. Right. You got to get the yellow jacket first. Pretty much.
I don't know about that.
Well, they can do whatever they want, but here in Pittsburgh, you have a yellow jacket before they retire your number usually. It's not. Or,
Yeah, a Yellow Jacket
you're on
usually
your
20
way.
years before they retire your number for
Yeah.
most Steelers.
Right. They try to do it right before you die.
Yeah.
So you're an old man when you go out there and get it.
Just
And
like some people, they're inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're like, we'll wait till they die so they don't have to be here for the ceremony.
they just inducted Dolly Parton, one of my favorites. How is she in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I love it.
Even
I just
she
absolutely love
she
it.
doesn't know.
Right.
She even said like she didn't feel like she was deserving of it, and then said she was going to make a rock
So
album.
I watched the show where they did the reward show, and she did a couple of rock songs with somebody else got inducted. She did some performances up there. They were rocky. They were hard rock and roll.
They were rocky.
Yeah, they were rock and roll. So
Speaking of that,
she's a very talented artist, in my opinion.
so
It's
years ago, I
tried
brought,
and true through a long time. I don't know. Dolly Parton goes way back.
Oh, yeah.
She still looks like, I'd take her to dinner.
hopefully your wife's not listening. Anyways,
my wife would want to come. Man. She likes Dolly Parton too.
He's got the right idea.
years ago, I introduced Chubby Checker on stage, and how I introduced him was, here's a man that needs no introduction. He just needs inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because he told me ahead of time, he's like, I just want to get inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before I die. He's like, I want to enjoy it, Hey, don't forget, you're listening to Beaver County Radio here on 95.7 and 99.3 FM. That's 1230 WBVP, 1460 WNBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, and Facebook Live. Say hello. It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show with Scott, and I'm knocking everything around over here, but Brian as well.
Yeah, so
What do we do? Are we going somewhere? No, we're still talking.
we're still talking.
Okay. I thought he was leading into a break.
No. Just letting everyone know who we are and what we're doing.
He's a professional. He knows what he's doing.
I know.
That's why we brought him on.
So
I'm
now
telling you, that's the main reason I brought him on. Is he knows what he's doing.
he trained 4 people here now, right?
Yeah,
Right,
that's
you're
true.
training
At
us
least 4 people that are in
Right.
the studio.
All right.
Yes.
So hopefully he's agreed to the first month. Hopefully he'll stick around past that. We'll see how. It
yeah.
goes.
I don't know. I haven't seen my contract yet, and I don't know how much how much I have.
He wants that. He wants that Rogers money. He wants the Rogers money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. He's
There you go.
how old is Rogers? Rogers right
That's how
around
much
my
we're
age.
going to pay you.
That's true. Rogers would be about your age, wouldn't he?
There's
Yeah,
nothing on the
I'm
paper.
36 and be 37 this year, so he's right around my age. Wow, I'm not going to retire with that. Thanks, there, Scott. Yeah,
Recyclable paper.
So apparently I picked the wrong career. I don't know, helping out some people who want to create a sports show. They're not paying me, or I could have thrown the ball around a little bit and made 60 mil. I don't know. He
So,
has more
well,
than 60 mil.
Give you a little history. Gary and I met on the Facebook buying golf clubs.
So
So
yes,
he sells a lot of golf clubs. This guy's got a lot of golf clubs, and he sells them on Facebook. If you want a good deal on golf clubs, you just go to Facebook and look for Gary Miller, and
Yeah,
you'll see a list of stuff there. And
So
but
this
then
was
I
a
bought-
hoot. This
I
was a
bought
hoot.
I bought a set of clubs, and I go down to the Fox Run Golf Course, where I love to go. One of the local public courses here, so if you like playing golf,
Very local,
head down to 4240 River Road.
right outside of Eastville.
And play a little Fox Run Golf Course. It's a nice course.
Yeah.
It's very homely, so to speak, and you don't have to worry about getting super dressed up or spending a ton of money to play there. It's your average public course price. But anyhow, I was down there, and I saw him on the golf course, and after I just bought a set, and he was in a threesome, and hey, come on along, and we've been golf buddies ever since.
It was funny. I was like, "Hey, that guy looks familiar," because I'm terrible with names. I'm like, "He looks familiar. I think I sold him golf clubs." So I grabbed him, threw him in my cart, and then we played that day, and friends since. So
And
yeah.
if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here on Beaver County Radio, WNBA 1460, WBVP 1230.
we're gonna take a break though.
right now.
We're still here till 5:30, right?
And
Yeah,
we're bringing on a guy at the end of the show. We're gonna bring on this guy. He is the director of the First Tee. It's a kids program for golf, and we're gonna bring him on. Let him tell you a little bit more about that. I'm real excited to have him on the show. I guess that's it, Matt.
Yeah. Be right back. If real life is about college at realistic costs, choose Community College of Beaver County. CCBC is where you get to graduation in less time with less debt. CCBC is where you train to earn a living for life. CCBC is where you belong with the services and support you need. There's still time.
Spring mini-mesters are fast and focused, so enroll now for classes starting in March. Get real. Email admissions@ccbc.edu, call 724-480-3504, or visit ccbc.edu/admissions today.
Ever been sitting minding your own business and suddenly discovered that the world is spinning rapidly of its own volition? It can be very frightening. Vertigo, or the illusion of motion, isn't just a sensation you get when you peer off a tall building. It's a problem in the body's internal balancing system, creating the sensation that you're moving even when you're not. And you're not the only one who has it. It happens to more people than you realize. Treatment of this condition needs to be seen by a professional. It's time to call Del Reckless at MRS Physical Therapy. Chronic cases of vertigo can persist for days or even years. Choose MRS Physical Therapy to help you now. You don't have to live with vertigo. Call Del Reckless at MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM and 95.7 FM, along with Huntington Bank, are pleased to air a series of shows entitled Huntington Business Spotlight, shining a light on local businesses making a difference in our community. Tune in Thursday, March 16th from 9:10 a.m. until 10 a.m. with special guest John Hurtnecki from the Beehive. Putting the spotlight on local businesses, it's Huntington Business Spotlight, Thursday, March 16th at 9:10 a.m. right here on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM and 95.7 FM, along with beavercountyradio.com.
Tune in to Teleforum with Eddie Crow, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, right here on Beaver County Radio. Eddie has a unique outlook on things, and we'll be discussing the issues that are important to the people of Beaver County. Eddie will also have monthly guests along with other special guests. Curtis Walsh will have news at the top and bottom of the hour, so make sure you tune in to Teleforum with Eddie Crow, weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon, right here on 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 and 95.7 FM, and beavercountyradio.com.
Thanks for tuning in to Beaver County Radio, created by local people in the St. Barnabas studios. 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts!
It is the Hey Peanuts Sports Show, going to be broadcasting every Wednesday, 6 to 7 p.m. Tonight we're leading you up to the girls' Blackhawk versus Knox, second round of the state playoffs here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and beavercountyradio.com. Check us out at Facebook Live. And speaking of golf, how Scott and I met, we got someone on the line speaking golf.
Great guest caller in tonight. I'm really excited to get his message out there for you guys. He's in charge of the First Tee. It's a kids program. I should just let you listen to what he has to say. His name's Bryce. You there, Bryce?
Yeah, hey guys, I'm here.
Great.
Welcome,
How you
Bryce.
doing today? I appreciate you taking the time and letting us know what's going on with First Tee. I know what it's all about. I have a 13-year-old. He's enrolled in your program this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the program does? Not just teach them how to golf, but what else does it do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the First Tee, it's a national recognized program, so it's all over our country. I'm in charge of the First Tee of Beaver Falls, which is like a chapter of the First Tee of Pittsburgh. But anyway, like you mentioned, for one, it's a golf camp, which is actually kind of hard to find. But besides that, they definitely focus a lot on like the life skills that come along with golf and like those social values that kids learn while playing the game. So it's a really nice camp that we're lucky to have here locally.
Where can we sign up? And I'm already signed up. So where if I have a kid, where do I go? Where do I sign them up for this?
Yes. So like I said, we're the First Tee of Beaver Falls, but we're a chapter of the First Tee of Pittsburgh. So to sign up and to get information and all that stuff, you would just have to go to www.firstteepittsburgh.org. So if you go to the First Tee Pittsburgh website, you'll be able to look at the locations, and we're the location at Blackhawk Golf Course.
That should be starting up pretty soon too, right? It's getting warm outside. That should be starting pretty soon.
Yes, it definitely will. Like, registration's probably already open on the website. Our golf camp, the big one, is the summer camp. It opens up as soon as school lets out. But the First Tee Pittsburgh offers trainings all year round. So there's just a lot of opportunities that you could find on the website.
Any kids ever from this area? They ever make it to where is it? It ends in Augusta, right? Is that correct?
Yes. So the First Tee of Pittsburgh has a lot of opportunities for kids from this area. You know, I went through the program, and just off the top of my head, I have friends that went through it with me that went to Pebble Beach to play. And like you said, a couple made it close to go in Augusta for the drive chip and putt stuff. But they really try to do a lot for the kids to get them out playing in some really nice places.
How exciting is that? I wish I had that when I was a kid. I learned to play golf when I was younger, and I just got to
I played golf with Scott. He definitely needed some lessons. That's for sure.
Hey, I still beat him today. Can you give him some lessons? I'm not giving him any. So.
Sign him up. Sign him up.
Well, I bought the clubs from you, Gary. So
I had a great golfer tell me once, it's not the clubs, it's you.
That's right. Yeah, that might have been me. I might have said that. So, I appreciate you coming on the show today. I think we're all looking forward to the golf season kicking off. Where do you like to play? You right here at the Black Hawk? You play at the Black Hawk Golf Course a lot? I think that's where I ran into you.
Yes, I play at Black Hawk Golf Course a lot. From the area, I went to Black Hawk High School, so I kind of grew up playing golf at that course. And we're lucky. We have a whole bunch of beautiful golf courses around us, but I probably play my majority at Black Hawk. It has 36 holes. It's a great place to be.
It's challenging. I played there a couple of scrambles. It's pretty challenging.
Yeah.
I do like the course a lot.
They do a nice job organizing a good bit of scrambles there, so I would definitely check out their website as well.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in.
Hey, Bryce, give us your website one more time in case anyone wants to sign their kiddos up.
Absolutely. It's www.firstteepittsburgh.org, and you would just look for the Black Hawk Golf Course location.
Great. Perfect.
Nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, guys.
We're here at the Beaver County Radio Station, WBBA 1460, WBVP 1230.
It's okay. Just leave it to me. I worked here. It's all right.
I'm still working on getting that
out
nice and smooth.
You're getting it. It just flows after a while. Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM. And this is my favorite. I used to say this all the time at 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA, BeaverCountyRadio.com.
I got a feeling I'm going to be saying that in my sleep.
Good.
You're going to have to. You can get it down.
Got to do it better than that, huh?
It's the Hey Peanut Sports Show.
What do you think of Scotty Scheffler? Oh, we're going to
Scotty, I think he's playing the best. I haven't seen someone play in a while. He looks so good.
All right, well, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I guess we're going to go to commercial here. Thanks for calling in, Bryce.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, you have a good day.
Don't forget to check him out at firstteepittsburgh.org to get your kids signed up. Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this on the Hey Peanut Sports Show on Beaver County Radio, 95.7, 99.3 FM on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WNBA.
There's lots to look forward to this month. The promise of spring, daylight savings, even the Oscars. But nothing compares to Ford Truck Month going on now at Moon Township Ford. It's the real star of the show along with incredible financing. March over to Moon Township Ford now and get a 2023 Ford F-150 XL or a 2022 F-150 Lightning XLT with 0% APR financing for 36 months. There's equally great financing on Ford Escapes like 0% for 48 months on a 2022 Ford Escape SE. Ford Truck Month was made for truck owners looking to put themselves in a new model for less. It happens every year and allows you to save the most money on your truck purchase because of available incentives. Huge savings at Moon Township Ford are guaranteed during every Ford Truck Month event as these. Visit the showroom on University Boulevard across from Robert Morris and help kick off the biggest and best financing of the year on the best Ford has to offer.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends. Hey, it's time to wake up, Beaver Valley. Hi, this is Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. After over 2 years on the air, it seems that some of you still cannot get up in time. So I've got good news. Wake Up Beaver Valley is moving to a new time, now airing from 9 to 10, this and every Saturday morning. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to the cross of Jesus Christ. So I invite you to wake up early this Saturday. To find out more, it's Wake Up Beaver Valley, Saturdays from 9 until 10 a.m. on Beaver County Radio. God bless you.
Perspective can be everything. How you think about things influences what you perceive to be true. Join attorney and author Rocco Koza along with realtor and podcaster Eric McKenna for How We See It every Saturday on Beaver County Radio starting at 10:30 a.m. Nothing heavy, nothing political, just lively, entertaining, and informative discussion on many popular topics. Listen on Beaver County Radio or watch the video stream on Facebook and YouTube. Get a new perspective every Saturday by tuning into How We See It, 10:30 to 12:30 on Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
Hey, Peanuts!
It's the Hey Peanuts Sports Show here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. We're going to be on every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Tonight we're leading you up to tip-off with girls Blackhawk versus Knox, second round of the state playoffs. Let's segue into NHL hockey here. Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, they have a lot up for stake, gentlemen. 16 years they have successfully clinched a Stanley Cup playoff berth. That's 16 straight seasons. That's the longest active postseason streak amongst anyone in North America.
But just like the Steeler fans, how many playoff series have they won in the last 5 years?
I believe the answer to that is 0.
So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot at stake. We can't lose again. We got to at least try to make it there is the attitude. And
I think they'll be fine in getting there.
I think they will, too.
I don't think that's in doubt. I mean, unless they completely collapse. I mean, they've got a nice cushion on the 9 seed, so I think they'll be all right.
Yeah. I'm still recovering a little bit from last night. I don't know if you guys saw that game.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah,
do
I
you
was
think
watching
Jari's
basketball.
still hurt is the question.
Is Jari still hurt?
I
think he has to be.
Right? He
has
can't
to be.
He's good. Why is he not good and getting pulled from game after game after game?
Probably because he's hurt still.
I agree.
I mean, I know they wanted to get him back in there because he's the best goaltender between him and Casey DeSmith, but I'm sorry. If that's what you're bringing to the table, it's not good enough.
So my question is, like, obviously he must be hurt is what we're assuming here, but whenever you keep on pulling the goaltender, we've seen this in the past, Marc-Andre Fleury, that totally messes with their psyche, and doubt creeps in. Are we worried about that?
I would a little bit. I think it's more the injury than the doubt. I think Jari's bounced back from enough chaos that he can do that. Although he really has never had, except for a couple times at the end of the Matt Murray era, he really hasn't had too much opportunity to really battle it out with another goalie. I mean, he's been the guy ever since he's been the guy, and there's been no other guy. And Ron Hextall failed when it came to that. He failed to find somebody for Jari to compete with.
I'll leave it to a former Flyer.
Yeah, I know. I have that same theory too.
So is he gone at the end of the season?
The brass at
Boston.
Yeah,
it's in Boston.
The Fenway Sports Group.
Right.
Yeah, I would hope they have enough sense to realize that he needs to go. I don't know if they're actually going to do it.
Do they even pay attention to the Penguins though?
I don't know.
I mean, you've got the Red Sox, and you've got what's the soccer team?
Yeah, at least when Lemieux was in charge, then you at least got a little bit of information about what's going on upstairs. You know nothing about.
See, I want to believe that. I want to believe that, but the problem is Lemieux hired Hextall before he sold it to them, so I don't know.
I wonder how many goals he had against him.
Oh, we need a whole hour to just go over that.
Right.
But no, I think the Penguins will be fine to get to the playoffs. I don't know what they're going to do when they get there, but it's going to be fascinating.
They're going to get scored on, and when they put the third line out is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the playoff situation, that third line's just not there.
Well, no, the third line right now is. Right now, the way the third line's assembled with Granlund. I believe it's Granlund, O'Connor, and Raquel. That's a good third line. It's Jeff Carter that's the problem. And I love Jeff Carter. I loved when he came to Pittsburgh. It's over. He's cooked. He's done. He needs to be up in the press box yesterday.
And why is he taking faceoffs at important times late in the game? I don't understand why he's our best option.
Because apparently he's a faceoff specialist, which, by the way, last night I did see the stat from Bob Grove on Twitter. Used to do the Penguins pregame and postgame shows. He said that last night, Mikael Granlund, the new pickup from Nashville, set a all-time Penguins record for face-off percentage last night. He was 12 for 12 last night. So now Carter doesn't even have that to his name as a face-off specialist. He's done. He's done. It's done. It's over. No more.
I just feel like when he's out there, we're in the defensive zone the entire shift he's out there. He's a liability. I don't get it.
Complete liability. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope the Penguins can pull it together. Maybe they go and find another goalie that's, pulls a Johan Hedberg and starts getting hot right when they need him to. But I don't know. I see this team at the very best pulling off first-round upset and then probably getting crushed in the second round.
Oh, if they win a game in the first round, I'd be surprised.
But, of course, if the Penguins
There's still some games left.
There's still some games left, and the Penguins do fail, at least we got baseball.
Hockey is one of those things. They're just like basketball, too. When you're hot.
Now,
it's when you're hot. And can you get hot at the right time? NFL's the same way. It's can you get hot at the right time? And it's definitely so. Hockey's got a lot of luck, if you ask me, involved.
A little bit.
Now, the Penguins play at the Rangers and then at the Rangers.
I have no idea why they made
Usually it's a home and away or away and a home. Why is it an away and an away? I don't understand what the NHL is doing there with the scheduling.
I don't either, but hopefully they can win both those games.
That was an oops, is what they call that.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you watch the commercial breaks and they play two of the same competitors right back to one another. Like, hey, come out to this car dealership and come to this car dealership right down the road.
Yeah,
that's called a blooper.
Yeah, and then someone got major money for making that blooper. So
yeah, they definitely need to get at least 3 points in those two games for sure.
For sure, I'd say a minimum of 3, but I'm being a little optimistic.
I think we're both being optimistic.
Yeah, a little bit, but
being optimistic is what I'm good at when it's talk about Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's switch the subject here.
There you go.
I'm a Pirates fan. I grew up in Tennessee. We didn't have a baseball team.
There's still one left. There we go. It's because he's from Tennessee. He hasn't been tortured for as long as we have, has he guys?
No, I've been a Pirates fan ever since I was little. I was in the 70s. I was pulling for Willie Stargell and all those guys.
Of course.
And had the painter's hat. We call them painter's hats. They were the most popular baseball cap. And today, I don't know. I don't look good in one. But
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway,
that was a little before my time. I grew up watching like Jose Lind and Andy Van Slyke. That was more my upbringing.
The Bonilla years.
Well, when I finally moved up here, 2010, 11, somewhere around there, they were starting to get good. McCutcheon won the MVP. Looks like we're going to be a team. I was really in. I was all in 2013 and
22 is my softball number.
Andrew but stole it from me. They're getting smoked down in Bradenton. I don't know if you put much thought into the preseason or spring training baseball.
I don't. It's hard because I think once spring training, you're just getting your ankles warmed up and making sure your arms work, and then by the time that first game hits and everybody is getting nice weather back up here, it feels like it means something.
Now, well, here's my prediction. Sorry,
go for it.
Here's my prediction. We'll be in first place after 3 games. Because we opened up against the Reds for 3 games for the first 3 games. They're the same team as us Pirates. They don't have any money.
I know.
They don't have the talent we have either. We have O'Neill Cruz. We got Brian Hayes. So
I
think we'll be in first place because every year we're in first place at the beginning of the season and it gets everybody a little hype, and then we lose 17 in a row.
I can definitely see us being in first place. I don't see it being a sweep. The fact that the Pirates are supposed to beat the Reds is the reason that the Pirates won't beat the Reds. That's what the Pirates do.
Right.
They just, they.
Is anybody
I'm the optimist still.
Is anybody going to the home opener?
I've thought about it. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a huge Russell Martin fan, huge AJ Burnett fan, and just to watch them throw out the first pitch, I think that's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, just like old times.
Yes.
And it's usually the the most people attending. The opener is
Yeah.
when everybody comes. It's tradition.
38,000 on opening day.
We don't have a
10,000
losing
the next
record.
night.
Let's go watch the Pirates.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a good season for the Pirates. I think it's going to be better than the last few, but I don't know. I just feel like
Hey,
So,
thanks.
hey, we can all be optimistic.
Hey,
Can.
I want to thank everybody out there and everybody that supported my idea of starting the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I had fun today. I hope everybody else had fun here. I look forward to seeing you guys next week, 6 to 7.
Yep, we're going to be every Wednesday, 6 to 7 on the Hey Peanut Sports Show here on Beaver County Radio, 95.7, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA. Check us out at beavercountyradio.com. It's Blackhawk versus Knock in the second round of the Girls State Playoffs. Let's go Blackhawk.
Welcome to high school basketball playoff action on WBVP and WMBA. A Beaver County tradition for the last 75 years. Coverage is being brought to you in part by Beaver County Career and Technology Center, St. Barnabas Health System, Fry Transportation,